Welcome back, guys. As you know, on this channel, I'm all about finding you unique Thai food dishes to try when you're in Bangkok. Today, I think I've struck gold. I'm at a 25-year-old beef noodle soup shop called Phet Kasem Nua Toon to try not only some of the best beef noodle soup I've had anywhere in Bangkok, they also serve an absolute monster of a dish, Phet KAPRAO with stewed shin of beef. Let's go. Oh, look at that, perfect. Oozy. Perfect, all right, let's go. Right, I'm gonna try and get a bit of everything. I'm gonna get a bit of the yolk, gonna get a bit of the egg rice, a big piece of that stewed beef. Oh, let's go. Now, as I said, everyone's had a Phet KAPRAO, right? My go-to Phet KAPRAO would be Phet KAPRAO more sap. I don't really like beef KAPRAO when it's stir-fried beef. I don't not like it, I don't hate it, but I much prefer pork. But this is an absolute revelation. The problem I have with beef KAPRAO is usually the beef's a little bit tough and it don't taste that much. But this is the same, unbelievably soft, tender, juicy, spiced, perfectly cooked beef that's in the noodle soup, and she's just stir-fried it in a matter of seconds over really high heat, added all your traditional Phet KAPRAO condiments, loads and loads of garlic, some nam man hoi, which is oyster sauce, some golden mountain sauce, and this one's got green beans. Let me show you this beef. Literally just pull it apart. Now I know that isn't great Thai etiquette and everyone's looking at me like a savage, but I had to prove the point. Yeah, you got all that flavour from the soup. So you got like the star anise, the cinnamon, every flavour from that slow cooked stewed beef noodles, but in everyone's favourite Thai stir fry. Okay, so Patim was telling me that she doesn't use oil to fry the Phet KAPRAO. They use soup, which looks like has a lot of fat in it, big layer of fat and loads of marrow, and she actually uses that, just quickly does the garlic and the chilies, in with the beef, in with the green beans, in with the KAPRAO leaves, job done. All right, so we're gonna start off with the, I usually do a spoon test, so I'm gonna do a, because this is so soft, I'm gonna do a chopstick test, right? We're just gonna squash this piece of beef. Look at that, I've broken that in half, just using my chopsticks. Look at the middle of that. Right, we've got some fresh beef in there, some Nua Toon, some Chinese celery, various different types of stewed, well, I'm not going to be able to get that cartilage with my... So we've got some cartilage there. We've got a little bit of tripe, some stomach, which if you've seen any of my videos, you'll know I'm not a massive fan of. Yeah, we've got there's brisket in here, there's shin in here, there's other parts of the leg, and just cooked fresh beef. We've also got some luk jin, some meatballs too, and I've gone with senlek noodles. Right, so I'm going to try the soup with nothing in. Just how I remember it. You know, I came in here a few weeks ago just on the sort of off chance. I've passed it a few times because my wife's school, Helen's school and Finley's school is just like, I don't know, 100 metres down the road. And you know what it's like, when something's on your doorstep, you just don't tend to think it's going to be any good. I don't know why, it's like a psychological thing, right? You think if you travel for something, it's going to be better. And I had this stewed beef noodle soup, and I came away saying to everyone at my wife's school, like, this is one of the best bowls of beef noodles I think I've ever had. Like, the beef is absolutely incredible. Soup is rich, the beef is tender, but I am going to add some of our condiments. All right, so usual suspects, we've got the dried chili, the pik bon, pik nam som, and some sugar as well, but we won't be using that, as you well know. All right, yeah, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of chili vinegar. It's that pounded up green chilies you can find in all beef noodle soup shops, homemade of course. Pik nam som, and I'm also gonna add a nice healthy dollop of pik bon, because you guys know I like it spicy. Let's mix that up. Now, while I've been waffling about the Pad Kra Pao, I have left these noodles sitting a little bit, so they are looking at me like, why? All right, now look at the colour of that soup. Unbelievable. All right, I'm gonna get going with this. All right, I'm gonna get some of the noodles. I'm gonna try and do this with the proper Thai etiquette. Nope. Bit of liver, fresh beef. Let's see if I can squeeze that in. Oh, I've got a bit of tripe on there as well. Do you know what? I couldn't really taste the tripe, so that's probably the first time I've ever in my life enjoyed tripe. Now the meatballs are just meatballs, right? But the fresh beef, the Nua Sod, surprisingly tender. Usually that's quite tough. She's taking the fresh slices of beef and she's just dipping it for like a matter of seconds. So they're barely cooked, but I've left this in the soup for probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes while I'm getting like B-roll of the dishes, etc., etc. And that has stayed really, really soft. There's 3 different types of stewed meat. I think there's brisket, I think there's shin and top of the leg. And each of those is absolutely incredible. So soft, so tender, and so well flavoured. Big hit of cinnamon, star anise as you'd expect. Maybe some cloves in there, not too sure. And now I know she uses grilled galangal as well in the soup, which gives it a nice fragrance. If I was to be hypercritical, I'd want some more veg in mine, but that's not a problem. You can just ask for more veg. I didn't. I would probably just get, next time I order, I would get fresh beef, stewed beef, and liver probably, because that's just what I like. As delicious as that is, I better stop eating because I've got Pad Kra Pao to eat. I don't know, it's hard to say which one I like more because, as you know, I'm an absolute freak for a noodle soup. Like, I love noodle soup so much. But the Pad Kra Pao, because it's something so different, and my Thai viewers can tell me if this is a common thing or not to have stewed beef, Nua Toon, with Pad Kra Pao, but I've never seen it. I haven't seen it in 6 years, and I eat beef noodle soup, I don't know, every week. So I'm going to be absolutely fuming if this is actually a dish and I've just missed it for the last 6 months. But no, this is a top. So this is worth coming alone for. If you really like Pad Kra Pao, this is worth the drive up. So bottom line, we are quite far out of the city. We're like in the middle of nowhere. The nearest MRT station would be at the bottom of Sai 1, Sai Nung, which would be, I want to say Passi Charon, but it might not be. It might be Phet Kasem. Yeah, Passi Charon, I think is the nearest one, but that's still like, from there, it'd be a 5-minute cab ride at least. Or if you keep going down this street, you end up at Pranok, which is like Wang Lang, but it's still, again, quite far. So you'd have to be like absolutely mad for noodles to make the trip up here. But if you live in Bangkok and you have a car, I would tell you now, this is 100% worth the trip up. As I said, I eat beef noodles probably at least once a fortnight, if not once a week. I try and eat in as many different places as possible. And this is, I don't remember having a better one than this. This is one of the best beef noodle soups I've ever had. And this Pad Kra Pao, absolutely incredible. As I said earlier, they've been open 25 years. So if you've been in Bangkok selling beef noodle soup for 25 years and you're still in business, you know what you're doing. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, get yourself down here, Phet Kasem Nua Toon. I will put links with directions, opening times, and all that good stuff, what I ate, prices, etc, etc. Big thank you to Pete Dim's daughter Quang, who has been here helping me speak because she speaks perfect English. So big thanks to her. Come down, say hello. They're super, super friendly in here. But Dim is very, 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 very funny, and yeah, she's just a good laugh. So there's been loads of different news stations that have been here and covered the shop, so it is pretty famous in this area, but I think I'm the only Farang that's ever been here. So let's buck that trend. All you other Farangs that like noodles, get up here, get eating, and yeah, I've waffled on enough for today, as per usual. So thanks everyone, share and like the video if you could, that would really help me out, and I will see you guys in the next one.